Welcome to Nuts at Night, episode number 28. I'm here with Steve D'Amico from smdcomputer.net. Let's just start off with that. Hey, Steve.
Hey.
And hello, everybody else out there. Nuts at Night is late night tech talk. We get together every Thursday night, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we talk tech and other interesting stuff that's hopefully interesting to you guys. Well, hope everybody's doing good. And we got some cool stuff to talk about. I'll start off this week, Steve. I always put you on the spot. There's some pretty cool stuff that's been happening this week. Let me just narrow this window down so it's not covering your video. And, for example, well, I mean, this is kind of all over the news. It's not necessarily tech-related, but let's talk about the Conan and Jay Leno thing. Have you been hearing about this?
I have been avoiding that. I've been so busy in the past couple of days that I haven't really... I know a little bit about what's going on, but I'm not completely in the know.
Well, check this out. I mean, do you know what's happening? Do you want me to explain it?
Yeah, you explain a little bit because I'm a little lost to it.
Conan was, last year it was late night with Conan O'Brien. He came on at 12:30. Jay Leno came on at 11:30. Each person had an hour-long show. So Jay Leno was 11:30 to 12:30. Conan was 12:30 to 1:30. And then like Carson Daly came on after that or something like that. And I used to love Conan. I used to watch Conan all the time. I thought he was awesome, hilarious, funny. It was great. And I never cared for Leno that much, personally. Well, anyway, it was in the works that Conan was going to take over The Tonight Show, and this was known for several years. Well, last year, Conan took over The Tonight Show, so Conan moved up to 11:30 to 12:30, and then they threw Jimmy Fallon in with a new show from 12:30 to 1:30. Somebody calling in? Guys, you can't call when I am doing the show, please. So, what was I saying? Murdoch, you made me lose my train of thought. So, I liked Conan. I really enjoyed Conan. And then he moved to the Tonight Show spot. So, it was the Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. For some reason, he kind of lost some zing. I didn't care for him much. I really was digging Jimmy Fallon, watching Jimmy Fallon. Thought that was a great show, Jimmy Fallon's show. So, anyway... That's just my personal preference. That actually has nothing to do with the story. What happened was they want to bring Leno back to the 11:30 spot and move Conan back behind Leno again. Conan doesn't want to do it.
Is that the way it used to be?
It's exactly how it used to be. Except they wanted to keep Conan with an hour-long show and give Jay like a half an hour show. They're trying to make everybody happy. So they were going to have Jay be on from 11:30 to 12, which only gave him a half an hour, and then Conan would do his normal hour-long show from 12 to 1. But Conan, he started like throwing the book at him, I guess, as far as like his standards, saying the Tonight Show should not start at the next day. It should be in that night. It's a years and years long tradition. It started at 11:30. He's like, Johnny Carson used to be my idol. I spent years and years trying to get to this position, and he's just upset about the whole thing. Now, whether the tradition should come into the fact of the matter or not, I don't know. It's kind of irrelevant. I mean, things change, okay? But for them to do that to Conan, I don't think it's very right, unless Conan's ratings just suck. You know what I mean? The TV show's got to worry about their ratings, and if Conan's ratings suck, then they have a case,
Well, I'll tell you that what's bizarre about the whole thing is the fact that Leno was on top of the world. He was number one. Like, what I mean? There was nothing wrong with the setup other than of course the Conan situation.
You mean his stats were number one?
Leno, yeah, he was absolutely number one.
I didn't know that.
And then they knocked them off. They just somebody just threw a monkey wrench into it, tried to fix something that wasn't even broken.
Well, he knew it was coming. I think this was planned for years. He knew the date and he knew it was coming. I guess he just wasn't ready to retire.
Yeah, but it made no sense because why would you mess with a good thing? Like,
yeah,
like if you're it doesn't make any sense. Why would you move somebody who's number one?
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. They shouldn't have moved him originally. That was probably really stupid to do that. But
definitely.
But here's the thing. I wasn't even going to bring this up, but I had the TV on before the show, and Leno was on, and every comedian now in their monologue is making some kind of crack about this, even Conan and Leno. So Leno says in his monologue, "Well, you heard about this whole mess with Conan and this show and everything," and he's like, "What's he complaining about?" He's like, "His ratings are up." And he was like making a joke that because there's this whole controversy, Conan's ratings are up. And to me, at that point, I'm like, man, that's like a low blow. That's poor taste. That's no class. And it made me just hate Leno almost immediately. I never really liked them, but it made me hate him. Like, that's not even a funny joke, you know?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, it's low.
Yeah. I think he's sore about the whole thing.
Yeah, I guess he's sore too. But he could respectfully decline. He could go over to Fox. I don't care. I mean, his show got moved, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so you like Conan. So
I like Conan.
So you're with Coco.
He hates being called Coco, by the way.
Does he?
He hates it.
Is that what that's about? Because look, have you seen this? Look at this Facebook page. It's the Facebook page is facebook.com. I am, and these are the actual two letters, I and then M and then W and then with COCO.
Yeah, they made that page.
Yeah.
I mean, it's known that he hates being called that, but he's starting to embrace it. That one only was recently when they started calling him Coco.
That's the best way to get, if anybody wants to be called something, it's the best way is just say I hate that nickname, and everybody will embrace it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But I have to say, Conan lost something when he went to the Tonight Show. He got Andy Richter on there, which is just, he's not that great. He's kind of annoying, actually. And his show lost something. You know what I think happened? Conan was afraid to spoil the whatever class the Tonight Show did have, because Conan used to do outrageous things on a late night show, and I think he toned it down a lot. And he's not as funny. He doesn't jump up as high in the beginning in his monologue where he does this big jump when the drums end off, and he doesn't jump anymore. There's a little hop, and I think he's softened up. So I'm not like heartbroken over the whole thing. I actually like Jimmy Fallon better than him, but. The interesting thing for me tonight was the joke Leno made about, Conan's ratings are up. What's he complaining about? That I didn't expect that to come out of Leno's mouth. I thought he was kind of impartial to the whole thing, but he might be the instigator. Who knows?
Yeah. You know that he's pretty big. He's like 6 something. He's like 6 foot something.
Yeah, but he probably weighs about the same amount as Leno.
Yeah. And you know who's really small is what's his name at the Daily Show?
Jon Stewart?
Jon Stewart, yeah. He's
know.
like he's almost midget like.
Really? I never watched Jon Stewart. I heard he's hilarious.
Really? Oh, he's amazing. He's a pretty funny and talented comic, but the writers are just top notch over there.
Oh, really?
Every show it's all about the writers.
That's why Saturday Night Live sucks, because the writing is terrible, but all the actors are awesome. That's why I could sit through a whole episode of Saturday Night Live and not laugh once, and it's not because of the actors. They're great. Just give them some good things.